Okay, welcome to Ghost Marketing's link building tips number 6. So we're on the 6th daily tip today. Today we're going to talk about what is a white hat backlink, okay, or what is a white hat backlinks, as my PowerPoint says. So what are white hat backlinks? What do they make up? Why? We're not going to go into why they're different because that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But today we're just going to talk about what makes a white hat backlink, okay? And generally there's 3 elements. The first is they're within Google's terms. Now, essentially, Google determines what a spammed link is at the end of the day. Just because me and you don't think it is doesn't mean that it is or it's not. Okay, so it's important to remember that most black hat links aren't actually illegal as well. So it's nothing to do with that. It's just inside Google's terms of service. Okay. The next one is they are earned through value. So a value exchange usually. So for example, if I create a great piece of content and I go out to someone and say, look at my great piece of content, I think your readers will love it if you link to it, and they link to it, that is a white hat link, okay? And essentially, that's the sort of general principle. You're creating something of value, whether that's a business, a website, a product, a service, a feature, a tool, an infographic, a video, all of these options. You're creating something of value and asking someone to link to it. Now, what most people do is they create something of value and then stop. They don't do any outreach, okay? Google says create great content and you will get links, okay? Honestly, that's bullshit because people will not see your blog. And as a result, they're not going to link to it. That is true for blogs, businesses, even massive companies. Most of the time, unless it's an insanely useful tool, people aren't going to link to it, okay? The final element is value exchange didn't involve being paid. I've put paid in quotation marks because usually it's just paid in money. For example, if I did something for a backlink, let's say I had a service exchange, I gave them a free 10-minute consultation or something in exchange for a link. Does that involve being paid? Is that an incentivized backlink? Yeah. So it kind of gets into that gray area then of we're doing something for a link, but at the end of the day, I could just pay someone 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds for that link. And if it provides value, is it still a white hat link? Now, generally, Google Terms of Service will say no. They'll say any link that is paid makes it gray hat or against Google's Terms of Service. But there's ways you can really get around this. And honestly, as long as you're not being spammy about it, using exact match anchors and things like that, it's actually very easy to do. Okay. And it's still generally classed as a white hat link. At worst, white to gray hat link. So those are the 3 elements that make up a white hat link. They are pretty much the only long-term strategy to guarantee success in Google. We're going to talk about a lot of things over the next few weeks about how to sort of streamline your acquisition of white hat links. But the basic principle comes down to value exchange, okay? We have a great piece of content or a tool, for example, let's say, or a graphic. That's an even easier example. We have a really nice infographic or graphic that people want to use on their website, okay? We say, no problem, go ahead and use it, but could you please link back to our site as a thank you, essentially. They say, no problem with us. They do that. We generate traffic and the SEO value, ranking value from it. And what happens, right? Everyone wins. Okay. And that's what Google wants to get towards. If you watch our video yesterday, that was a really important strategy. The one talking about traffic through links. Okay. Hugely, hugely important. All right. And I just wanted to mention tomorrow we're going to talk about white hat versus black hat links, what makes up each one. Okay. And when they should be used, when they should be avoided, etc., etc. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.